Tony calling from Minneapolis, listening on 950 AM. Welcome to the program, Tony.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Good. Say, I was just listening to you guys' show, and I just want to give my perspective as a libertarian. I think it's pretty interesting on how things cut down partisan lines and a few different perspectives. And I'll get to the crux of my point here in a second. But I think what people forget, and you hear the argument when Mitt Romney said down in Iowa that corporations are people. There's a difference between corporations being comprised of people and corporate personhood. That's the first point I'd make. The other point I'd make is about the liability. Now, I agree with you. There is no personhood, and people should be personally liable for these things, and that's why the corporations run rampant in the society. But I also do agree on the other side of it that people can do whatever the hell they want to do with their own money and associate with whoever they want to. And that should be fair on both ends of the spectrum.
Okay, well, I mean, so how does the rubber meet the road here? So when you must be, of course, find offense that this company would attempt to control women's use of contraception.
No, I think the company can control their own use of their own resources. People don't want to work for that company. That's up to them. If they want to work, just like any other fringe benefit.
All right, so Tony, let me ask you this. Why just a fringe benefit? Tony, why just a fringe benefit? In other words,
it's compensation, the work environment, whether I work in it's a Class A building or whatever.
All right, Tony. All right, so in other words, you think that Hobby Lobby should also have the right to say to its employees, we pay you money if you cannot use that money for contraception.
Well, it's no different than if Hobby Lobby wants to contract with Blue Shield.
Well, Tony, wait, just tell me, do you agree with that or not? Do you agree with that or not? Because that's what you're saying.
I agree that Hobby Lobby should have the choice to go ahead and contract with any company to devise any sort of compensation plan that they see fit.
Wait, you're not answering my question. I'm curious as to why you won't answer my question directly. Should Hobby Lobby have the right, should Hobby Lobby have the right to say to its employees, we pay you this money. If we find out that you use this money for contraception, we will sue you, or we will fire you.
That's not true, because they're paying for those premiums. You know, I work for.
Well, wait a second, Tony. They don't have to offer. Wait a second. They're also paying the salaries of these people. So, but what's the difference? You're saying that they can decide not to give, because look, they cannot buy health insurance.
They want to have a matching funds for a 401k. We'll match 3%.
No. They don't have to provide health insurance. Correct. They don't have to. But in this country, we have a law that says health insurance must include contraceptive care. So they have a choice. They can either not take.
I'm a libertarian.
Well, so you don't believe in Social Security either, right?
Well, I don't believe in mandated coverage.
Well, Social Security is mandated. I mean, it's a tax. It's the exact same scheme as this so-called mandate.
Yeah, it's a very big
you are
only 3 and 1 put into it, where it used to be 7 and 1, and it's going broke faster and faster.
Oh, Tony, I'll tell you what. You call back tomorrow. I'll dedicate 15 minutes to talking to you about Social Security. It will only take me 4 to dispel you of the myths that you've just espoused. But that's not what we're talking about. You got no problem as a libertarian with a corporation saying to its employees, we pay you this money, we're going to dictate to you how you use this money.
I have no problem with them devising any sort of compensation scheme that they feel is relevant and they feel appropriate.
Tony, you're on national radio and everybody can hear you not answer my question. Why is that?
If that includes limiting contraception, if that includes whether or not it has to have fire insurance on your home, whether or not you have to have a background check, whatever device they want to do with their own resources to conduct their business that they feel is appropriate, that's up to them. And the people on the other side of the
their resources is also their health insurance, buddy. You can't have it both ways. It's either Hobby Lobby can offer compensation and dictate how it's used, or They can't. They're not forced to provide health insurance to its employees. They get a tax benefit to do so at this point. The U.S. government that says what health insurance is or is not based on regulations. But call back tomorrow. We can talk about Social Security. I'll talk about it for hours. Until then.